Okay, so don't be jealous of my slippers. Walking on into this bathroom. Now, this bathroom is in great shape. There's nothing wrong with it at all. The only problem is when we renovated the girls' bathroom, a leak happened. Yeah, and don't talk about the shape of this patching job that I've done, but that was the leak. Sanded it, peeled off the paint because it literally bubbled up. The actual drywall feels pretty good because what I've done is I've almost filled the little tiny bit of a flaw. This is kind of where this whole thing stemmed from. Hey everybody, welcome. It's Lisa.
And Mark
from the Yo-Hos.
Howdy, howdy. So we are here for a bathroom reno.
It's actually a big one. I didn't realize we did a lot of stuff in such a little space.
There's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, but I'm pretty excited because I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it too.
Yeah, so we're gonna show you what we did. And it's a bit of a long video, but like I say, we've done a lot of things in this bathroom, so stick with us.
This is all stuff that you guys can do yourself.
Totally.
Anyone can do this stuff.
Totally.
Enjoy.
So with any reno, you need to clear out what you have, start kind of fresh and prep everything, which I hate that part, but I had to tape everything and I knew I was going to paint and there's a lot of work. Anyways, I cleared it all out and now we're ready for the
demo.
I don't know why all guys love demos. Like seriously, it's like a manly... Anyways, I'll let Mark continue on with this part because this is so not my thing.
Demo was a lot of fun for this. So it got me a new multi-tool, so I was able to use that to cut away the top countertop pieces. They get some, I mean, it just went so fast.
It did, I was surprised. It actually came off really smoothly.
Mm-hmm. It really is important to have the right tools for the right job.
Ooh! Oh, wow. That actually worked really well.
Yeah, that worked good.
Wow.
Yeah, a good tool for that, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Sweet.
Yeah.
So that might work then.
So now that the back of the countertop is removed, we got a sink that is a, what kind of sink is it?
Oh my gosh, we've had it forever too. We got it about 3 years ago, to be honest.
Yeah, it was on clearance, and what was, what kind of sink is it?
Face pause.
A glass vessel bathroom
Oh, I
sink.
knew that part.
You did?
But what's the actual brand name? Because I was pretty stoked, because these sinks, I looked it up
Vigo?
online. Yeah, Vigo, V-I-G-O. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've checked them out online and they're a little pricey online, but we were able to get this sink and the actual hardware for $100. That's actually a really good deal because the hardware alone probably would have cost that.
So, because we didn't need the giant hole in the countertop that was there, we thought we might as well replace the countertop, but what better way to replace it than using more leftover wood from this build? We might as well cap it and to use that as a base. And see how it looks.
Oh yes.
I fully expect this not to be square in the corner. Not too bad, but what I can do is I can use my inside square, find the angle, and if you see at the top there, we're just off of 90, so we're at 86. So then what I can do is I can set this same angle up, trace it along the wood, and take off that much so it fits flush against the wall. So I've got a little spacer in behind there because there's a bit of a gap. So we want to put something to hold it in place because then otherwise you just push on the bottom, it would fold in. Same on this side, this one needs a little bit wider one.
Cool.
Private!
Sitting on the toilet. Prepare yourself for this lovely little ensemble. I'm gonna go outside. It's cold out there, but it's not really that freezing, and there's no like rain or snow right now, so that's a bonus. I'm just gonna flick the camera over and quickly show you how I'm staining this. I'm just rubbing it on and wiping it off and waiting for it to dry. I'm gonna bring it inside because it's a bit chilly for it to dry outside.
And then just cut a couple of holes for the drain and the tap.
So with the actual base of the cabinet, it was builder grade. I had painted it in the past with, I think it was chalk paint, and I put a clear coat over it. So I was a little leery about changing it because I wasn't sure what kind of paint would adhere to the top coat until I found this paint. We were gifted last year. So I just want to give a quick shout out to the Newcastle Home and Decor store, Benjamin Moore dealer. So after prepping this cabinet to be painted, I needed to take quite a bit because I knew I didn't want to get it onto the floor. I grabbed one of my favorite paintbrushes and got to it. So you guys, this paint was a game changer. I really, to be honest, have never seen anything like it. It has amazing leveling, which means when you brush it, you see the brush marks, but then you look back at them again and you don't see them again. It's amazing. So it also cleans up easily with soap and water, which is a huge bonus in my books as to clean up things. I hate cleanup time too. You can get it tinted any color, and I'm going to be honest with you, with having this pearl finish, I was a little bit leery using it because I didn't really want it overly shiny. It's almost as if this cabinet was made this color straight up from like a manufacturer. I tried to scratch it on it just on the first coat, and it didn't even scratch off with my fingernail. Like, this stuff is insane, and I will thank you one more time, Newcastle Home and Decor Benjamin Moore dealer. You need to go get some, people. It's fantastic. And this is not sponsored. I'm just very grateful for their generosity. And with any painting, I did do 2 coats as per usual, but I didn't put a top coat over it, and I'm not sad about that. That just cut another good probably half an hour of my time. Bonus. Now, with that being said, I don't think I would use it on walls. I definitely would use it on any other furniture for a hugely durable finish. So keep that in mind if you are going to go run out and grab some of this stuff. I think I kind of want to repaint my kitchen cabinets now. So after the cabinet was painted and looking quite divine, might I add, I thought, you know, it still needs a little bit of something. So I bought this edge banding online. Edge banding goes on the edge of something, an edge of piece of wood that you just iron on of an unfinished piece of wood. So like an MDF or something that you need to have a smooth surface to kind of hide the blemishes. Well, this has no blemishes, but I thought it just irons on. So why wouldn't I just cut it to size and put it on the actual cabinet and iron it on after I've stained it? And it turned out great.
Like inside the middle of the doors.
Yeah, it turned out great.
It really did look nice.
So that's what I did there. Super easy. And I could paint it in another couple years if I wanted to. Paint it a different color. I can change it up, no problem. So some of these pieces weren't an exact fit, so I just trimmed off the little side and made sure they fit perfectly before I put the parchment paper on and ironed it. Now, typically you don't necessarily need the parchment paper, but because I stained this, I didn't want any of the stain coming off on my iron that I only use for crafts and not clothes. So there, now you know. So now in this picture, these blue arrows that I'm pointing to, this is our bathroom upstairs, which we've done nothing to. But I just wanted to show you because it's a better light up there. The underneath is kind of a blank space. So I said to Mark, we had some spindles left over from our project from our stairs, our reno for our stairs. And I said to Mark, can you please cut a couple of spindles that are identical to put, and I'm going to stain them to match the edge banding that matches the countertop. underneath to make it almost look like a piece of furniture that's sitting there. So that's what I did, and it was so easy, and Mark stuck them on there, no problem. Just a screw right through and right in and done. And it looks pretty good, might I add.
Spindle-rific.
Yeah. And if you don't have access to spindles, like if you don't have them hanging around like we did, I know that you can buy them at the hardware store and they're fairly reasonable, unfinished. You don't really want like an outdoor spindle because you can't put that inside. I feel like they're fairly reasonably cheap to buy.
Yeah. And you can also go to one of those restores.
Oh my gosh, yes, if you're lucky enough to find them.
So the time has come, and I know you all were waiting for it. Not really, but the paint. Let's talk about paint color. Whew, this one I was giddy about. I just felt like I needed some color. And this color is called Autumn Glaze by Bear.
So Mark's in the basement. I'm hoping you can hear me over his music. I'll talk fast. Perhaps a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. Like a huge pain in the butt. But it's worth it in the end. Like seriously worth it in the end. And like I say, I've painted for a billion years, well, a long time. And this bathroom just isn't fun to paint. I'm gonna be honest. People think that bathrooms are easy to paint. They are because they're small walls. If it was square, it would be ideal. Because it's not square, there's all kinds of nooks and crannies. It's not the first place I would start to paint as a beginner painter, I'm gonna be honest. You can do it, absolutely, but you really have to think about the prep work. It's not fun. And another little fun fact, the vent is in this bathroom. Oh, and she's hot in here. Like so hot. It's hot, so hot.
And the other walls are called Varnished Ivory. And let me tell you, the two of them together are really nice. They really complement each other.
So I sprayed the towel holder and I also sprayed the TP roll holder. I'm keeping the TP roll holder, no problem. I put it back on there, it looks fantastic. Instead of spraying it black, I wanted it brown because I know that the lighting in there that we have, and I liked it, is brown. Brushed bronze or whatever it's called. So the next day.
Oh boy. That was 4 hours. That snow, you see how high it was. There was a mound. Was it 8 feet tall or 7 feet tall that I had to stack the snow on? Because we only had one place to put the snow.
Yeah. So if you're listening, Santa, we want a snow globe for Christmas this year.
Oh, yo ho ho.
While Mark was out there shoveling, I decided I really wanted wallpaper, but I looked at the price of wallpaper and I was like, not doing it. I only wanted it on one wall, and I thought, what is the likelihood of the patterns matching up? Anyways, so I hopped on my Cricut and I made a stencil for the wall. And I wanted to make sure, like, if anybody has a Cricut, you understand. I wanted to make it so the pattern was repeating. And if I was a beginner and I've never stenciled before, I probably would have toned her down a little bit and just made a very repetitive, maybe geometric pattern or something that was very easy to line up. I needed to bust out my specs for this one, people. It was not easy to line up. But, as I say, with that being said, it turned out really nice.
Super rewarding pattern. It looks amazing.
It looks kind of like wallpaper, but I know me and I know I'll probably paint it in a couple years and be over it, and glad I didn't spend a couple $100 on wallpaper.
We had some pretty intricate designs for wallpaper when I was growing up, especially at my grandparents and my house. So it really takes me back.
Yeah, same. We always had some funky wallpapers too.
What I'm doing here is I've actually added a bit of brown, just regular craft paint, to the cream color wall paint. So it adds a bit of a contrast to it when I paint it on this wall. I find that using a pouncer or a spouncer or whatever the heck they're called, a little sponge brush, I find that the paint goes underneath the stencil. Because this doesn't have any sticky stuff on the back of the stencil, it kind of has room underneath. So I found my best tool to use would be the dense foam roller. Now, when you roll the roller, you want to kind of load up enough that it's not just so the foam roller actually has taken in some of the paint. So you kind of have to put a bit of pressure on it when you're actually doing the stencil. That way, if you don't goop up the roller, then nothing will go underneath. Well, mostly nothing.
See, like here and here and here. Try not to go over those when you paint it. You can see where you've missed, so just try to paint there, because otherwise it'll get really thick and globby, which we didn't want. Okay, let's talk tile.
Well, last year when we were out yard sailing on one of our many sorties on the weekend,
Be a good yard sale.
came across this one house and there's this box sitting by the curb. And I yelled up at the guy, "What's with this box here?" And he goes, "It's free." I look inside and it's filled with beautiful 4x4 tiles. It's into the back of the truck it went.
We like free.
Oh yeah, $3.99 is a good price.
Yeah. So with the tile, I noticed that there was kind of like a terracotta-y color. I also noticed there's like a creamy kind of a varnished ivory. And it actually does a really good job of like kind of marrying it all together.
So with the tiles, we went and got a new bag of concrete mix, which again, huge bag, only needed to use a little bit of it, and a box of grout, huge amount. The concrete was less than $5. The grout was only $15. So cost for materials was super cheap.
Yeah, and even with that cost of those materials, if you did have to buy the tile, I don't believe that they're very expensive, especially for that small area. Probably $50 you'd be all in, and I think that would be even over what you'd probably pay, depending on the quality of the tiles, I assume.
You found some. Grout, grout, pretty little grout. One more splash and get right. So once the tiles have had a chance to set and they've got all of the haze wiped off of them and the tile sealants put on, that's when we can install the sink and the tap. And man, let me tell you, these things went in easy. There you have it.
That's it. Thanks for joining us, you guys, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah, don't forget to do all the things.
Yes, like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. I always forget that part. No?
It's important too.
Very important, because then you get notified every time we upload a new video, and it's every Saturday.
Have a great one.
How's that plumber's butt? Shaken, not stirred. Oh, of course. Oh. True.
If you guys enjoyed this video, here's a couple more for you to watch.